It's back. Bigger. Better. And better. It's Black History Month, the sequel, a 28-day celebration of black exploitation films. Let me just start by saying that I had a hell of a time finding a good version of this film. Most of the DVD copies of it were sold by third parties, and even then it was slim picking. So the quality you see is the best I could do on short notice. But I just had to talk about this movie though, because we're officially moving into the it's so bad it's good territory. The Black Six looks like a good time on the surface. For starters, it's a rare at the time black biker film, during a time when that was mostly reserved for white guys. Secondly, it stars 6 active NFL players as the leads, something unfathomable in today's sensitive NFL, considering the type of language and violence the movie has, and the fact that they do their own stunts, quote unquote. Oh, and just in case you weren't sure which team each guy plays for, the credits got you covered. Thanks, credits. So why then would I say it's bad? Well, because it is. Laughably so. But it's the kind of bad movie that you find yourself laughing uncontrollably at. The story, and yeah, surprisingly, it has a coherent story, is about 6 former Vietnam vets who come back home and decide that society isn't really their thing anymore. So they inexplicably decide to buy motorcycles, leave all their cares, worries, and apparently any luggage behind to travel the world doing odd jobs to survive. The leader of the group, Bubba, played by Gene Washington, gets a letter at a random post office that tells him that his younger brother Eddie has been killed by racist bikers for daring to be in a relationship with the white sister of the gang leader. The movie actually starts with this scene, and the Black Six wants us to believe that this is a teenager. You know what though? Back then, dudes did actually look a lot older than what they were, so I'll give them a pass on that. I mean, look at Gene Howard and the rest of the Black Six. These guys are in their 20s. The story isn't really why we're here though, and not the reason you should watch the Black Six. You should watch it because the out-of-place camera cuts, the stilted dialogue, and the delivery is terrible, even by blaxploitation standards. You could excuse the football players because it's not their jam, but everybody else's delivery is stilted too.
Flora, calm down. They didn't mean any harm.
Just saw that bunch of Negroes drive out of here. Is everything all right?
Of course. Why?
Well, I thought I'd better check and make sure. You know how they are.
Gene Washington carries the bulk of the acting since he has to go home to investigate his brother's death, and he was chosen really only because he was the only football player with acting experience, and I use that term loosely. It may sound like I'm trashing the movie, and make no mistake, it's bad, but the acting and the cheesiness is what makes me come back to watch it multiple times. It has a weird charm to it. Take this one scene for instance, when Bubba goes to the local coach to ask for help.
Any idea who killed him?
Kid would have made a heck of a pro. State signed him right up.
What about Eddie, Coach?
Eddie would have made a great pro. You could have done the same thing, Bubba. You could have been a big man, really big.
What about Eddie, Coach? You have any idea of what happened?
Only what I read in the papers.
Well, there must have been some rumors.
Rumors? Never deal in rumors. I leave that to the police. They deal in facts. Nope, want facts, you gotta go to the police.
Damn dude, wasn't he one of your students? Or this scene, where Bubba is talking to his mom.
Want more coffee?
No, Mama.
How was the dinner?
Oh, real good, Mama. Really good.
Or how about this one, with the happy-go-lucky old lady who let the Black Six stay at her house for the night.
So, sorry I can't give you fellas more, but the bank account's about as busted as the boards on the barn out there.
But speaking about the barn, do you mind if we bunk out there for the night?
My lands, of course not. You may find it a little drafty, though. You need blankets or anything?
The entire movie is like this, but I love it. It's not quite like Dolomite, where it's supposed to be bad, and the people making it know it's bad. The people making the Black Six took a cool concept and did the absolute best they could do with it. We know for a fact that the football players definitely cared about what they were doing, because they all bonded together to successfully get the ending of the movie changed to something that they liked better. Fun random fact, the director, Matt Simber, would go on to help start the all-women's Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling Company, also known as GLOW, so that's kinda cool. Now don't you go telling somebody that I told you that the Black Six was a good movie, because I told you exactly what time it was. That being said, if you want to just sit back, turn off your brain, and laugh watching something that isn't to be taken too seriously just for the novelty of it, then you could do worse than the Black 6.